You are all welcome to today's live. Actually, I never planned coming live this Monday afternoon, but there is a live video I watched that prompted this live. The African man with their mentality, African man with their way that they call tradition, custom, is becoming too much, it's becoming unbearable. Some of these things has to be stopped, especially these days of social media, that everything goes, before you know it, people video you and put it out there. Because of the hardship in the country, social media now has become a means of people getting income. Both the things they should post, the things they shouldn't post, they go ahead to post it there on social media. And you see people sharing it. You see people sharing it. When they see things that are educative, they will not share. When they see things that doesn't make sense, things that should be frowned at, that is what you see human being posting, sharing, and oversharing. It's so sad. Yesterday, I watched this video of a woman who never knew, she doesn't know that the husband has performed African magic on her. She doesn't know that the husband, who rang the bell? She doesn't know that the husband, sorry for that, friends, has inserted something into her private parts. That any man that went down with her will be glued to her. Any man that goes to have an immoral relationship with her will not be able, you understand what I mean? By an immoral relationship. When they do some things together, that the man will not be able to come out, the man will be glued to her. The man will be glued inside of her. The man will not be able to pull out. You understand what I'm trying to say? It's just somehow I can't play the video. I would have loved to play this video so you will watch what I watched yesterday. And this woman, unknown to her that the husband has done this. This is not the first time I'm hearing this or I'm watching this kind of video. This is not the first time, but in this case, this one was too rough. This one was too this this one is like blue film. This one was too rough, and people were there videoing them. And I believe it's one of those people that video them that send it to social media. To what end? The woman was the husband. Are you going? Okay. Sorry for that, friends. Are you with your key? Okay. Please, sorry for that. So, what was I saying? The woman was with this man, and after they have done their dues, after they have slept together, the man could not pull out. The man was glued to her. Maybe they raised alarm. Of course, in this kind of thing, they will raise alarm to be helped. I don't know the house where they were having it. If it's the man's house or the woman's husband's house. I believe they have raised alarm and people gathered, and you see them helping them to stand up. Ah, it's so embarrassing. Helping her to stand up and also wasting their time to video her and the man glued together. African magic. The voodoo Africans does. This is everywhere, I believe. But I think the way Africans do theirs is alarming. They have this kind of power and they have not used it to better their country. It's just what one of the things I wonder at, that they have not used this kind of voodoo power to better their country, at least to make the leaders behave well. Now, these two people were glued and they couldn't be separated. The man was not able to remove himself, and the woman was just hiding her face. She doesn't want her face to be captured. This is too bad. I don't know why the African culture is always against the women. You will see some cultures, they will say the women are not their children, that they are not part of their family, because the woman will be married tomorrow and will begin to bear the husband's name, and they will count the woman not to be part of the family. And once the woman is married, they expect her to remain in her husband's house, that she doesn't have a say again in the father's house. That is why many of them, many of these cultures, they will not send the women to school. The men prefer to use their money to train their male children and allow the female ones to remain uneducated. You see, in African culture, in some culture, when the man dies, the husband dies, they will force the woman to drink the water they use in 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 bathing the man. They will force the woman to drink the water they use in bathing the man. When when they accuse her, see, when they accuse her that she's guilty of killing the man, and in most cases, these people accusing this woman actually knows that she is innocent. In most cases, people accusing this woman are those, if the man has brothers, they are the ones. Maybe they have been eyeing the wife. Maybe they have approached her and she refused. When the man dies, many a time they are the one who will be responsible for their brother's death. But they will hang it on the woman. They will say the woman is responsible for the death of their brother. And they will make her to pass through so many kind of things. In some cases, they will ask the woman to swear. And before the woman will even go to swear to their shrine, to their magic gods, before the woman will go to swear, they have already gone ahead of the woman to bribe whoever, their voodoo priest, They have gone behind to bribe their voodoo priest so that when the woman swears, she will die or something negative will happen to her. So everybody will believe that she is the one responsible for the death of the man. But they within themselves know that what they are doing is not right, that the woman is innocent. That is why I do not. Hello. Hi, Ricardo. God bless you. Thank you for joining. That is why, in many cases, I do not encourage any woman to swear that in Africa, that if she's guilty or she's not guilty. Hi, Ricardo. Not to, I encourage every woman, African woman, not to swear. When they tell her to come and swear, to take an oath that she is not responsible for the death of the husband, I always encourage every African woman never to swear. Don't swear. Don't take that oath. Because in most cases, the brothers to this man, to this husband of hers that died, has gone behind them to bribe the voodoo priest so that any oath the woman takes will backfire on the woman. All these people, they are not innocent. The African culture is always against the women. My mother is a living witness. It happened to my mother. So many things are against the women when you talk of African culture. The men always believe that they are the god of the home. This is not just being head now, but the god. In some cultures, you will see the man will be permitted to be gallivanting all over the place with different women. He is married, but he will be having extramarital affair with different women, different women. In some cases, I have settled a case where the man was bringing woman to the house, to the matrimonial home. He will ask the woman to sleep on the floor while himself and his mistress, they will sleep on the bed. They are living in a room, just one room. So the woman will come down, sleep on the floor, and this man with his mistress will sleep on the bed. The women are passing through a lot. African women, they are passing through a lot in the, especially those ones in the villages. Some of these men, their culture, as I was saying, the man is free to follow as many women as he wants. Despite he's married, he will not respect the wife. He will not take care of the wife, the family. He will be going after different women. But the wife is not permitted to have an affair with another man. Only the man is permitted. The woman is not permitted. In most cases, when the woman has an affair with is happening till tomorrow, when the woman has an affair with another man and cook for the husband will become sick. The husband will become sick to if they and if nothing is being done about it, if the woman did not confess, if nothing is being and they will do some sacrifice to their gods. If nothing is done about it, the man will die of the sickness. And the woman herself will not be safe. She too, she will die. Because they have some magic powers, some gods that they believe in. This thing is happening every day in Africa. There is a recent story of a woman that Just that a pastor of hers, one of those people that spoil Christianity, one of those people, that just take title, call themselves pastors, and they are only them and their creator know who called them. If it is God that called them or it's not God that called them. Because on this channel, I'm not here to judge anybody. We don't judge people here. We only say the truth. Let the heart of everyone judge them. Now, there's a recent story that is happening as of today. It's life. If they have gotten cure, I don't know. But as it's few days ago, I got to know about the story that the pastor touched the woman carelessly. Not that he even went down with her, not that he had something like sex with her, you know. And and the woman cooked for the husband. The husband ate and became sick. In fact, the husband and the wife presently they are asking for help. The woman is crying out for help. The woman need help, money, because the money they are charging them, that their spirit that is controlling their people, their community or whatever. The spirit is angry, and now they have to pay with their life if they don't have money to do some sacrifices that are required of them, just because a man touched the woman. But the husband will be busy following different women. The spirit will not act. This is unjust. The man will be busy following different women, even bringing women to the matrimonial home. The spirit will not act. The spirit will not react. The spirit will not see. The spirit will go blind. But once the woman tries it, the spirit's eyes will open. The blind the blind spirit will begin to see, and there will be trouble. Most of the men, like the story I'm here with this afternoon. Most of the men, like this very man, that insert something into the wife's private part, unknown to the woman, she went to sleep with another man, and the man was hooked and couldn't come out. The man was glued to the woman's private part, and he can no longer remove himself. That people videoed, live video, and they put it out there. I don't know how many people that have seen it. Quite shameful. Many men are doing it. And these men who does this thing, their hands are not clean. That is the worst aspect of it. See, in the scriptures, a woman was caught in adultery. And this woman was brought to Jesus. Those of us who are Christians will be familiar with this story. The woman was caught in adultery. And they brought her before Jesus, carrying stones to stone her to death. Because in those days, they stoned people to death. I don't know if that still happens in some places of the world today. They brought stones to stone the woman to death, and they brought her before Jesus to hear what Jesus would say. What did Jesus say to them? Jesus said, anyone among them that doesn't have sin should throw the first stone. And all of them who were ready to kill the woman. Crucify her, kill her, kill her. She's an adulterer, she's an adulteress. All of them, one after the other. I don't know how many they were, but one after the other, and especially the men. And I know men will be the leaders, will be the leader of the group that came out that they should stone the woman. That woman, I know a man is the leader. Now they brought this woman. Where was the man? Anytime I read this scripture, I always ask question. Or anytime I narrate this story, I always ask a question. Where was the man? The woman was brought before Jesus to be stoned to death. Where was the man? At least committing adultery has to take two people. Where was this man? The man that was caught with the woman. They left the man. They allowed the man to go. Then they focused on the woman, that the woman must die. And Jesus said to them, anyone among you that doesn't have a sin should throw the first stone. And all of them begin to drop the stone one after the other. That's how every one of them dropped their stone and they left. And they left the woman with Jesus. And what did Jesus say to the woman? Jesus didn't kill her. Jesus didn't condemn her. Jesus said to her that she should go, but she should not sin again. She should go, but she should not commit the adultery again. But my question is, where was the man? That is what is happening in African culture. Now they have caught this woman with their magic, African magic, that they call voodoo. It is their voodoo that I'm calling magic now. They have caught this woman. The husband has inserted something into the wife as his magic, so that anytime the woman meets with any man, she will not be, they will be caught together. But I've never seen where a woman inserts something into the man, unknown to the man, that when the man go to another woman, he will be glued to the woman and will be disgraced. I've never seen. I've never heard. What is actually wrong with our society, especially the Africans? What actually has the women done to them? This story that just happened actually happened in Africa also. That is why I'm focusing on the African men. The society frowns at a woman's infidelity. The society frowns. The African society frowns at a woman's infidelity and not, in short, and they celebrate the man's infidelity. The African society, they so much celebrate a man's infidelity that they even target, they say a man is polygamous in nature. They celebrate a man's infidelity. When a man goes after, a man is entitled to as many wives as he wants. Many of the men, what they even do, they have not even eat 3 square meals. What I mean by that, they don't have money. They cannot even take care of a wife. But to see them abandon the wife, abandon the children, go to another woman, they won't even pay bride price. They will take in another woman, living together. The woman will give birth. They will abandon that one. They will pick another one. The woman will be the one catering for the children, responsible for the children, the school, the everything about the children. The woman will be the one suffering, toiling day and night to take care of these children. The man, what the man does is busy, following, flirting around with different women. And at the end of the day, if God help and one of the child becomes successful, or the children become successful in life, you will see the man, he will come out. I am the father. You have to give me my right as the father. They will come out, foolishly come out, claiming father when they have done contributed nothing to the welfare of the children when they were small. That is what, and there is nothing the women can do. Will you take them to court? Where will you drag them to? To human rights? How many of them that they have taken to human rights are even doing something about it? They will tell them be paying so amount at the end of the month. How many of them are paying the amount at the end of the month? Africa is a place where the law is a lawless country. Let me use that word. It's a lawless country. My Nigeria, where I come from, let me focus on Nigeria because one or two African countries are still better. Let me talk about this country, Nigeria, in particular. In particular, things are happening. Things are happening in Nigeria. Things are happening. The women are always victims. The women are always victims. You see different magic in the name of voodoo from the men to the women against the women. A woman will give birth to to children, to girls. They will say you're only giving birth to girls, 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 girls. They need another woman that will give birth to boys. Like where I come from, my part of Nigeria, I'm from the Igbo. I'm an Igbo lady. Igbo lady. You see, like in my place, when you have only girls, they will count it as you don't have a child. They will count it as you don't have a child. They so much believe in male children, because they will say that we that are the girls, we don't belong there. We will get married and we'll go to our husband's houses. So we are not part of them. They want the man that will carry on with their lineage according to them. They want a man that will bear their name. That when that man brings a woman in, the woman will give birth to children and the children will be their own, will bear their name. And us, we, the girls, they believe that we will go and be another man's name and give birth to that man's family. So they want a male child that will bear their name, give birth to children that will bear their name, to carry on with their lineage. That is what they believe. What a culture. What a culture. Barbaric culture. Barbaric tradition. How about if the women wakes up and decide to do to the men what they are doing to them with their magic, with the magic they call power? How about if the women wake up tomorrow and decide to be inserting things into the men so that when they go to cheat, because they believe they have the right to cheat. How about if the wives begin to insert something into them so that when they go to cheat, they will be caught. They will not be able to remove themselves from the woman and they will be disgraced. How will it look like? Why or what on earth will make a man insert something into the wife? What on earth will cause that? If you know that the wife, maybe the wife is going about following different women, and then leave her alone. So leave her, let her go. Let her go. Instead of disgracing her. See, by disgracing the wife, you are also disgracing yourself. Now the woman was seen naked. I watched it. The woman was naked. The man was naked. I watched it. Before they finally, it was even when they raised them up that they finally start looking for cloths to cover the woman after they have made the video. Now, if this woman has children, is it not a disgrace to the children? Somebody like me, I will not even be ashamed. Me? You want to shame me? You will shame yourself. Somebody like me, if I'm the child to that woman, and they did that to my mother, and they expect me to be ashamed, I will never be ashamed. Never. You can't make me to be ashamed. I will even encourage my mother not to be ashamed, especially if the father is the reason behind what she did. Because many of these men, they are the ones that are pushing their wife. They are pushing their wife to go and do what the wife is not supposed to do. This is so bad. The Africans, we have to change. We have to change our thinking. That is what is putting Nigeria in this in situation Nigeria is today. That at 65 years, Nigeria is not better because of our mentality. Our mentality, wickedness everywhere. How can a man do that to his wife? If he actually love that woman, if he actually let's leave love aside, self. If he actually respects that woman as a human, if you value her as a human being, he wouldn't have done that to her. If he discovered that this woman is flirting around with different men, there are ways to settle it. Instead of using African magic on her, embarrassing her publicly. And also, let's talk about the man. I'm not even focusing on the woman now. How about if the man himself is a married man? How about if the man himself has kids? Because this one, they showed their face. The woman was trying to hide her face. How will, okay, let's assume the public didn't see the face of the woman, but the neighbors, people around, and you know how in Nigeria, when a little thing happen, you see almost everybody on the street, they will gather to come and see what it is. Even when you did not call them, they will call themselves. Even when you are even celebrating something, you didn't invite them, they will invite themselves. You see, so the woman has been disgraced. The man has been disgraced also. So this is so bad. It's so bad. Just because she was caught in adultery, she has to face the public shame. Is she the first? Will she be the last? Now, talking about the woman in the Bible, the husband of this woman, are we sure that he is innocent? Because it's only, see, like in Nigeria, some people will steal. I saw one time, and I wanted to intervene, and I I ran for my life so that they would not start beating me also, because I felt so pained. They took law into their hands. Any Nigerian here will confirm to that. They will take law into their hands when they catch a thief. Maybe this thief, out of hunger, stole maybe a loaf of bread. Or, I'm not encouraging people to steal. No, it's very bad. Don't steal. Stealing is bad. But I'm just giving an instance. Now, maybe out of hunger. Because if you see what they beat people for, maybe a loaf of bread, person stole a loaf of bread. Or maybe the person picked something that is not his or hers, and the owner was around. Or in short, what they beat people for are just little things that doesn't really make sense. But the real armed robbers, the real people who steal, nobody will catch them. Even the police won't even catch them. The police won't catch them. One day, as I was saying, they were beating this man, see blood all over. The man was almost dead. And I was going to, I was passing that day, and I stopped, and I started speaking, that telling them that they should leave the man. You know, I was trying to speak in favor of the man, that they have beaten him enough, that they should leave him to go. They said, if I didn't run that day, they would have bounced on me. And why am I saying this? Those people beating that man like that, that took the judgment in their hands, they are not innocent. They are also criminals. Most of them, those who are taking the lead in beating that man, they are thieves. That is the truth. They are thieves. But you won't say it to their face that they are thieves. If not, they will mark your face. And before you know it, they will target you. But they were the one beating the man. I had to run. I don't know what ended that case. I had to run away for my life. That is what is happening. So this man, why am I saying this? I'm saying it because of the man, the husband of this woman. Because taking it to that extreme, it means he's not innocent. He himself is not innocent. Because if he's innocent, he will not go to that extreme of going to collect African magic to insert into the wife for the wife to be disgraced. And what baffles me is that they have all this magic they are going to take from somewhere, and they have not used it on our leaders so that the leaders will behave well. The country is there turning to something else. In short, the country has turned to something else. Everybody is suffering it. Everybody is suffering it. They will not use that their magic to go and better the country. Is to use it on against their wife. What wickedness? That is wickedness. If you ask me, I'll say that is wickedness. And I ask as I close, why can't the woman or why can't the women, the African women, do same as the man is doing? I'm not saying that the women are not doing it. We have so many women who are doing nonsense, married, but they are still flirting outside. Okay, we have many of them. What I'm saying here is those traditions that are against the women and those men that are against their wife. I ask, why can't the women also do what the men are doing? If the man has the freedom to to be married and still the following different women, why can't the women also have the freedom to follow men, even though if it is one, as they are married? Why can't they do the same? Why can't the tradition allow them to do the same? Why can't their African magic allow the women be? Why is the African tradition, Nigerian tradition in particular, that's where I come from. Let me face my country. Why can't the Nigerian culture allow the women to do what the men are doing? The men believe they can behave like dogs. Why can't they allow the women also to do likewise? Why are they always against the woman? Why? Why are the traditions against the women? What has the women done to them? Why are they against the women? Why? It is well. It is well. I believe some of these traditions has to be changed. Some of these traditions, it has to be amended. Traditions has to be amended. Some of them, those wicked ones, those demonic, devilish traditions has to be amended, especially in this generation. I believe most of those wicked traditions has to be amended. Who tradition help safe? All this wicked, evil tradition, who he help? And I think also that the women, yes, our women, I think we should be given some rights. Some rights. Not equal rights, but some rights. See, when I say some rights, let me just say something now, because I'm closing. I want to end this life now. Like in some Igbo culture, when their father is late, and they are dividing some properties, some landed properties. They will not give to the women. They will believe they will not, they will count out the women. In some, then they will tell you it's tradition, it's tradition, it's tradition. You see them, you see them. Hey, we are the men, we are the men. It's tradition. We cannot give land to the woman. Tradition. They will not give the women some landed properties. Something like that happened in the Bible, but we are not going there because I want to end this life now. That at the end of the day, God had to tell Moses to tell them. But at the end of the day, to summarize it, the rights of the ladies were given back to them. You see, they will say they can't give the women land. That women are not supposed to share their father's properties. That is the men. And in the case whereby the woman, that is the woman doesn't have a male child, you will see them, those wicked uncles, those wicked barbaric uncles. They will come out. They will say, you don't have a son for our brother, because you don't have a son for our brother. Yeah, you don't have any rights to any property. The property belong to them. You are a woman, a common woman who used to bend down to urinate. You don't have rights to any property in this place. This is a woman that has been with the husband from the beginning, from the scratch. Just because the man died, and the woman doesn't have a male child, they will claim all the property and they will say it's their own, that the woman don't have rights. And if she has only female children, they will say they are female children, that the female children, they don't have rights to any property. They don't have rights. I thank God now that eyes are opening. Some female children now, they are even behaving like the men, you know, and they will not take that nonsense from some of them. If they want to go to collect their African magic, the women too, they are ready to face them. Magic to magic. And those who believe in the Almighty God, when they bring their magic, the one that believe in the Almighty God will use God's power to counter their magic voodoo. They will not give property to the woman. They say it's only men that are entitled to the property. That is what is happening. So I feel the women also should be given some rights, because they are also the children of the man. They also belong to the family. So I'll be ending it right now. So I feel so bad when I saw that woman naked. I watched the video. In fact, I watched to the end to see what will happen to the woman. I watched the video and I saw this woman naked with the man, glued to the man and her, and I saw people with phone videoing. I felt so bad. And I think this has to stop. These days of social media, people should be careful what they post online. It's not everything you post. You see people fighting. Instead of going to separate or looking for how to separate, you video, you post it. You see a woman nakedness because the husband has used magic African voodoo on her, and she was in a disgraceful mood, naked, you video it, you put it out. All of you who are doing this, you have to stop it. Everybody who is doing this has to stop. You see things happening, instead of helping to solve a situation, what you do is you start videoing it to put it online. This is too bad. This is not the reason for social media. There are other profitable things you can do online, not videoing unnecessary things, videoing nonsense, uneducative things. You video things you don't even think. You just video, you put online. You video, you put online. And because of the kind of world we are living in today, those are the kind of things that pull traffic. Those kind of nonsense video are the kind of thing that pulls traffic. Watch that woman's nakedness. You see thousands of people that has watched it. But when you put out something educative, nobody will even be willing to listen to it or to watch it. That's too bad. Please, if you are into that, videoing anything you see to put on social media, you have to stop it. We have to stop this. We are praying, we are asking or wishing to have a better world. Let that better world start with you and me. Let it start with us. So that is all I have for us this afternoon because I saw that video, it was too bad. And I asked myself, what kind of world are we living in? Social media world that everything has to go online. Take care of yourself, my dear friends. I'll see you all in our next life. Take care of yourself and have a lovely week ahead. Bye.